you're getting people at different times in their lives, aren't you? You know, different experiences, which they can all bring to that research endeavours.
I was doing this PhD part-time alongside my other job. You know, I had small kids. I had quite a long commute to work.
So coming from Asia and trying to pursue higher education elsewhere, it's already a barrier for me. Where do I even start? So I tried looking for funding for universities outside the Philippines, and that's an even bigger barrier that I've experienced, because apart from trying to see where I could start getting funding from, I'm not qualified to many different funding grants or organizations. So, but I'm very happy that I was able to get funding from MMU.
I left school when I was 15 because I was advised to by my headmaster. He told me to go and find other things to do. I joined the army straight up. I left the army. I'd done 27 years. I suffer from PTSD myself, and I've always liked history. That was the only thing apart from sport in school that I had any interest in at all.
Coming from a BAME background, I am mixed race. There are things that almost invisible barriers that I might come up against that other people might not face, and they're quite hard to quantify. It's less of a barrier and more of a general feeling. Imposter syndrome is rife among PhD students, but women and people of colour in particular, and I think that's a barrier that I face quite regularly. It's not something that anyone can really do to deconstruct it.
I also felt quite marginal because I lived in a council estate, and I felt a very strange mix of middle class and working class, and I didn't feel that I fitted into the general milieu of PhD students somehow. I didn't have enough funding to go and join in conferences. I didn't have the childcare to go to conferences. But on the positive side, I think having children actually really helped me be incredibly disciplined.
Being a single parent and not having the time sort of stopped me for a long time, which is why, you know, I didn't do it sort of earlier on in my life. Also, I come from a working class family. Nobody in my family has ever even been to do a first degree, let alone an MA or a PhD. So it just wasn't the kind of thing you sort of considered. So I suppose that was a factor as well.
I'm a nurse by background, but I decided to do an anthropological study because anthropologists study weird and wonderful tribes, and healthcare teams are weird and wonderful tribes.
I found out through my career that I don't think I'm ever going to be seen as like a high-end artist. It just isn't what I do. And so all the time that I was trying to chase that, because if you do an art degree, that's what you're chasing. And then actually, no, what I do is like it is art science, which is a very particular niche. And then collage again is a particular niche. So it's like trying to find out like where you fit.
You learn so much about other disciplines, what they're working on, what's going on in like frontiers in different areas of.
Imagine if you were like drawing lots out of names that you know, very famous academics, people that you've read because they're the leading theorists, and coming from Asia, you'd like to get an education under these people.
Well, you're sort of 53 now, and I just thought, oh, right, okay then. So, all right then, I won't bother if you know, it's as though I'm going to die in a week's time. So I thought about it, and I approached several universities, and I approached MMU, and they were absolutely fantastic. And they went, go for it. Don't worry about any of that. Go for it.
The lab I work in is quite balanced in terms of gender, is quite balanced in terms of ethnicity. We have quite a lot of international students as well. So that in itself helps, because there's quite a few women, there's quite a few people of colour, and you can see yourself. I've always thought you can't be what you can't see. So the biggest thing is to have people who may not necessarily be official role models or official mentors, but have them there to be seen. So that's less of something that I've done personally, but it's something that I've kind of noticed around myself.